think about you. There was a moment in my life when I was happy. I thought I'd spend my whole life with you. You were my love and my daily inspiration, and all the things that I could dream would come true. I think about you, I think about you, when I consider all those things. I think about you, I think about you, I think about you, when I consider all those things. I think about you. But then one day it all started to vanish. My feelings, they all started to fade away. I put them in a place where only I could go, never knowing if I would see them another day. I think about you, I think about you, when I consider all those things. I think about you, I think about you, I think about you, when I consider all those things. I think about you.
Now we have Mr. James Baldwin, the star of the evening, who has been sitting, listening attentively, and getting a wonderful reception here in the Cambridge Union. Tremendous enthusiasm from all sides of the House for Mr. Baldwin, who has been listening to the arguments. Now will bring the voice of actual experience to the debate.
Good evening. I find myself, not for the first time, in the position of a kind of Jeremiah. For example, I don't disagree with Mr. Burford that the inequality suffered by the American Negro population of the United States has hindered the American dream. Indeed, it has. I quarrel with some other things he has to say. The other deeper element of a certain awkwardness I feel has to do with one's point of view. I have to put it that way. One's sense, one's system of reality. It would seem to me that the proposition before the House, when I put it that way, is the American dream at the expense of the American Negro, or the American dream is at the expense of the American Negro, is a question hideously loaded, and that one's response to that question, or one's reaction to that question, has to depend on an effect on where you find yourself in the world, what your sense of reality is, what your system of reality is. That is, it depends on assumptions which we hold so deeply as to be scarcely aware of them. A white South African, or a Mississippi sharecropper, or a Mississippi sheriff, or a Frenchman driven out of Algeria, all have, at bottom, a system of reality which compels them to, for example, in the case of the French exile from Algeria, to defend French reasons for having ruled Algeria. The Mississippi or the Alabama sheriff, who really does believe when he's facing a Negro boy or girl that this woman, this man, this child must be insane to attack the system to which he owes his entire identity. Of course, for such a person, the proposition of which we're trying to discuss here tonight does not exist. And on the other hand, I have to speak as one of the people who've been most attacked by what we must now here call the Western or the European system of reality. What white people in the world, because the doctrine of white supremacy, I hate to say it here, comes from Europe. That's how it got to America. Beneath then, whatever one's reaction to this proposition is, has to be the question of whether or not civilizations can be considered as such equal, or whether one civilization has the right to overtake and subjugate and in fact to destroy another. Now what happens when that happens? Leaving aside all the physical facts which one can quote, leaving aside rape or murder, leaving aside the bloody catalog of oppression, which we are in one way too familiar with already, what this does to the subjugated, the most private, the most serious thing this does to the subjugated, is to destroy his sense of reality. It destroys, for example, his father's authority over him. His father can no longer tell him anything because the past has disappeared, and his father has no power in the world. This means, in the case of an American Negro, born in that glittering republic, and in the moment you are born, since you don't know any better, every stick and stone and every face is white, and since you have not yet seen a mirror, you suppose that you are too. It comes as a great shock around the age of 5 or 6 or 7 to discover that the flag to which you have pledged allegiance, along with everybody else, has not pledged allegiance to you. It comes as a great shock to discover that Gary Cooper killing off the Indians when you were rooting for Gary Cooper, that the Indians were you. It comes as a great shock to discover that the country, which is your birthplace, and to which you owe your life and your identity, has not in its whole system of reality evolved any place for you. The disaffection, the demoralization, and the gap between one person and another, only on the basis of the color of their skins, begins there and accelerates throughout a whole lifetime, so that presently you realize you're 30 and are having a terrible time managing to trust your countrymen. By the time you are 30, you have been through a certain kind of mill. And the most serious effect of the mill you've been through is again not the catalog of disaster. The policemen, the taxi drivers, the waiters, the landlady, the landlord, the banks, the insurance companies, the millions of details, 24 hours of every day, which spell out to you that you are a worthless human being. It is not that. It's by that time you've begun to see it happening in your daughter or your son or your niece or your nephew. You are 30 by now, and nothing you have done has helped you to escape the trap. But what is worse than that is that nothing you have done, and as far as you can tell, nothing you can do, will save your son or your daughter from meeting the same disaster and not impossibly coming to the same end. Now, we're speaking about expense. I suppose there are several ways to address oneself to some attempt to define what that word means here. Let me put it this way, that from a very literal point of view, the harbors and the ports and the railroads of the country, the economy, especially of the southern states, could not conceivably be what it has become if they had not had, and do not still have indeed, and for so long, so many generations, cheap labor. I am stating very seriously, and this is not an overstatement, that I picked the cotton, and I carried it to market, and I built the railroads under someone else's whip for nothing. For nothing. The Southern oligarchy, which has until today so much power in Washington, and therefore some power in the world, was created by my labor and my sweat, and the violation of my women and the murder of my children. This, in the land of the free and the home of the brave. And no one can challenge that statement. It is a matter of historical record. In another way, this dream, and we'll get to the dream in a moment, is at the expense of the American Negro. You watch this in the Deep South in great relief, but not only in the Deep South. In the Deep South, you are dealing with a sheriff or a landlord or a landlady or the girl at the Western Union desk. And she doesn't know quite who she's dealing with, by which I mean that if you're not part of the town, and if you are a northern nigger, it shows in millions of ways. So she simply knows that it's an unknown quantity, and she wants to have nothing to do with it. So she won't talk to you. You have to wait for a while to get your telegram. Okay, we all know this. We've been through it. And by the time you get to be a man, it's very easy to deal with. But what is happening in the poor woman, the poor man's mind, is this. They've been raised to believe, and by now they helplessly believe, that no matter how terrible their lives may be, and their lives have been quite terrible, and no matter how far they fall, no matter what disaster overtakes them, they have one enormous knowledge and consolation, which is like a heavenly revelation. At least they are not black. Now I suggest that of all the terrible things that can happen to a human being, that is one of the worst. I suggest that what has happened to white Southerners is in some ways, after all, much worse than what has happened to Negroes there. Because Sheriff Clark in Selma, Alabama, cannot be considered, no one can be dismissed as a total monster. I'm sure he loves his wife, his children. I'm sure that, he likes to get drunk. He's, after all, one's got to assume, and he is visibly a man like me. But he doesn't know what drives him to use the club, to menace with the gun, and to use the cattle prod. Something awful must have happened to a human being to be able to put a cattle prod against a woman's breast, for example. What happens to the woman is ghastly. What happens to the man who does it is in some ways much, much worse. This is being done, after all, not 100 years ago, but in 1965, in a country which is blessed with what we call prosperity, a word we won't examine too closely, with a certain kind of social coherence, which calls itself a civilized nation and which espouses the notion of the freedom of the world. And it is perfectly true from the point of view now simply of an American Negro. Any American Negro watching this, no matter where he is, from the vantage point of Harlem, which is another terrible place, has to say to himself, in spite of what the government says we can't do anything about it. But those are white people being murdered in Mississippi work farms, being carried off to jail. Those are white children running up and down the streets. The government would find some way of doing something about it. We have a civil rights bill now. We had an amendment, the 15th Amendment, nearly 100 years ago. I hate to sound again like an Old Testament prophet, but if the amendment was not honored then, I don't have any reason for believing the civil rights bill will be honored now. And after all, one's been there since before, a lot of other people got there. If one has got to prove one's title to the land, isn't 400 years enough? 400 years, at least 3 wars. The American soil is full of the corpses of my ancestors. Why is my freedom or my citizenship or my right to live there, how is it conceivably a question now? And I suggest further that in the same way, the moral life of Alabama sheriffs and poor Alabama ladies, white ladies, their moral lives have been destroyed by the plague called color, that the American sense of reality has been corrupted by it. At the risk of sounding excessive, what I always felt when I finally left the country, found myself abroad in other places, and watched Americans abroad. And these are my countrymen, and I do care about them. And even if I didn't, there is something between us. We have the same shorthand. I know, when I look at a girl or a boy from Tennessee, where they came from in Tennessee, and what that means. No Englishman knows that, no Frenchman, no one in the world knows that except another black man who comes from the same place. One watches these lonely people denying the only kin they have. We talk about integration in America as though it was some great new conundrum. The problem in America is that we've been integrated for a very long time. Put me next to any African, and you will see what I mean. And my grandmother was not a rapist. What we are not facing is the results of what we've done. What one begs the American people to do for all our sakes is simply to accept our history. I was there not only as a slave, but also as a concubine. One knows the power, after all, which can be used against another person if you've got absolute power over that person. It seemed to me when I watched Americans in Europe that what they didn't know about Europeans was what they didn't know about me. They weren't trying, for example, to be nasty to the French girl or rude to the French waiter. They didn't know they hurt their feelings. They didn't have any sense that this particular woman, this particular man, though they spoke another language and had different manners and ways, was a human being. And they walked over them with the same kind of bland ignorance, condescension, charming and cheerful, with which they'd always patted me on the head and called me shine, and were upset when I was upset. What is relevant about this is that whereas 40 years ago when I was born, the question of having to deal with what is unspoken by the subjugated, what is never said to the master, of having to deal with this reality was a very remote possibility. It was in no one's mind. When I was growing up, I was taught in American history books that Africa had no history, and neither did I. That I was a savage, about whom the less said the better, who had been saved by Europe and brought to America. And of course, I believed it. I didn't have much choice. Those are the only books there were. Everyone else seemed to agree. If you walk out of Harlem, ride out of Harlem, downtown, the world agrees. What you see is much bigger, cleaner, whiter, richer, safer than where you are. They collect the garbage. People obviously can pay their life insurance. The children look happy, safe. You're not. And you go back home. And it would seem then, of course, that it's an act of God, that this is true, that you belong where white people have put you. It is only since the Second World War that there's been a counter-image in the world. And that image not come about through any legislation on the part of any American government, but through the fact that Africa was suddenly on the stage of the world, and Africans had to be dealt with in a way they'd never been dealt with before. This gave an American Negro for the first time a sense of himself beyond a savage or a clown. It has created, and will create, a great many conundrums. One of the great things that the white world does not know, but I think I do know, is that black people are just like everybody else. One has used the myth of Negro and the myth of color to pretend and to assume that you are dealing essentially with something exotic, bizarre, and practically, according to human laws, unknown. Alas, that is not true. We are also mercenaries, dictators, murderers, liars. We are human too. What is crucial here is that unless we can manage to establish some kind of dialogue between those people whom I pretend have paid for the American dream and those other people who have not achieved it, we will be in terrible trouble. I want to say at the end, at the last, is that that is what concerns me most. We are sitting in this room, and we are all, at least we like to think we are, relatively civilized, and we can talk to each other at least on certain levels, so that we could walk out of here assuming that the measure of our enlightenment, or at least our politeness, has some effect on the world. It may not. I remember, for example, when the ex-Attorney General, Mr. Robert Kennedy, said that it was conceivable that in 40 years in America we might have a Negro president. And that sounded like a very emancipated statement, I suppose, to white people. They were not in Harlem when this statement was first heard, and did not hear, and possibly will never hear, the laughter and the bitterness and the scorn with which the statement was greeted. From the point of view of the man in the Harlem barbershop, Bobby Kennedy only got here yesterday. And now he's already on his way to the presidency. We've been here for 400 years, and now he tells us that maybe in 40 years, if you're good, we may let you become president. What is dangerous here is the turning away from anything any white American says. The reason for the political hesitation in spite of the Johnson landslide is the one has been betrayed by American politicians for so long. And I'm a grown man, and perhaps I can be reasoned with. I certainly hope I can be. But I don't know, and neither does Martin Luther King. None of us know how to deal with those other people whom the white world has so long ignored, who don't believe anything the white world says and don't entirely believe anything I or Martin say. And one can't blame them. You watch what has happened to them in less than 20 years. It seems to me that the city of New York, for example, this is my last point, which has had Negroes in it for a very long time. If the city of New York were able, as it has indeed been able, in the last 15 years to reconstruct itself, tear down buildings and raise great new ones, downtown and for money, and has done nothing whatever except build housing projects in the ghetto, for the Negroes. And of course the Negroes hate it. Presently the property does indeed deteriorate because the children cannot bear it. They want to get out of the ghetto. If the American pretensions were based on more solid, a more honest assessment of life and of themselves, it would not mean for Negroes, when someone says urban renewal, that Negroes simply are going to be thrown out into the streets, which is what it does mean now. This is not an act of God. We're dealing with a society made and ruled by men. If the American Negro had not been present in America, I am convinced that the history of the American labor movement would be much more edifying than it is. It is a terrible thing for an entire people to surrender to the notion that 1/9 of its population is beneath them. And until that moment, until the moment comes when we, the Americans, we, the American people, are able to accept the fact that I have to accept, for example, that my ancestors are both white and black, that on that continent we are trying to forge a new identity for which we need each other, and that I am not a ward of America. I am not an object of missionary charity. I am one of the people who built the country. Until this moment, there is scarcely any hope for the American dream, because the people who are denied participation in it, by their very presence, will wreck it. And if that happens, it's a very grave moment for the West. Thank you.
Tremendously moving moment now, the whole of the Union standing and applauding this magnificent speech of James Baldwin. Never seen this happen before in the Union in all the years that I have known it.
It's premier programming at its best. You're with Tony and Jill on KEI-TV.
We'll be back with Tony and Jill on KEI-TV. Good evening. Hello, one more time. It's Thursday.
Thursday.
evening.
You thought I was gonna be quiet?
I
Not.
know. What?
Not.
No. No. See, look. You are on time. Look at you.
On time, baby. That's twice in a row. Count
Ain't
it.
that
One,
sweet?
twice.
Ain't that sweet?
Yes,
That's
it is.
nice.
2022, baby.
2020 deuce deuce.
Deuce. That's all you're gonna get. I'm gonna be late from now on.
Well, at least, hey, welcome everybody to Living Room Chat. It's Tony and Jill.
Yes.
Jill Alexander. And, man, we are back. And that's right. This year, Deuce Deuce, we're starting it off pretty good and pretty right. Fernando and I talked a little bit. And we reminded ourselves that this is Black History.
Oh, good grief. Okay.
Look at that symbol. Black History.
Black history.
And the board didn't even include all of my minority history. So we have to break it up. Cinco de Mayo. We have to break it up. But we have 30 days.
Do we?
Okay. Today is what is today?
Isn't like February the shortest month? Isn't February like a short month?
Oh, so you mean we don't even have our 30 days?
No, sir.
What? What?
Isn't like February the shortest month of the year?
Okay, so we may as well get started.
Might as well.
All
We're gonna
right,
run out of
we're
time.
gonna go ahead on and get started.
We're gonna run out of months.
We're gonna run out of months. You need to go ahead on and get this thing going. My goodness. I would just like to. I guess if we're gonna be celebratory, what you say? How do you do that? Happy Black History Month.
Yeah, bring on the greens.
Bring on the greens and some of that stuff we don't want.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's just say it's unhealthy eating month.
Very, very much so. So we done got smart.
Yeah.
We got smart. And, black people working out in the gym. And who's calling you?
Nobody.
Okay. See, she comes right in and tells me a wee wee. Nobody.
No, that was just the kids.
Yeah, we may have to talk about
They know
that
better.
later on in this broadcast.
Gotta find me $5. Go ahead, Ike.
Either Ike or James Brown, right? Speaking of that, great segue. We're going to look into some history and, of course, the ice storm and a couple of other things kept us off. And passed away on us was a phenomenal actor.
Yes.
Mr. Sidney Poitier.
Yes, Mr. Poitier.
And I like saying that. Poitier. Poitier. And he was classy.
That's right.
Yes, he was classy.
Call me Mr. Tibbs.
Yeah. we're going to play a couple of slides later on tonight as we say goodbye to Mr. Poitier.
Yes.
And let all of our ancestral strength go to one of his partners, Harry Belafonte.
Right.
And we were looking at a friend of mine and I were looking at a picture of him and all of those legends and when he passed away. So
you saw they shut down the lights on Broadway. I thought that was so.
Apropos, and should happen.
I must say my eyes watered. That you've come a long way
Cry
for that
like a
to
little
happen.
bitty baby.
For a guy that got turned away because he couldn't read.
Yeah.
He couldn't speak.
You see what I'm saying to you?
And now Broadway.
You see.
The lights of Broadway.
You see.
From a Brooklyn girl.
You
From a
see.
New Yorker.
I got you.
I
know what you're talking about. Yeah,
that's phenomenal and
Exactly.
not to mention well deserved.
Which tells you the strength of the people.
Yes.
If that one individual could do that, come from a dishwasher and scum, and they tell him he ain't gonna be, and he said, "Oh no, that's what I want to be."
Yes.
And to him it be. Now, looking back on that, and I like to look. They don't grow them anymore like him.
That part.
I mean, he and Harry Belafonte, I believe it was some 100,000. I'm not going to give you the exact figure. During the Civil Rights era, them two colored fellas, headed down to Mississippi to take the money to help the Civil Rights movement down there. Ballsy at best.
Ballsy. I mean, they had cojones.
And then we try and theorize why were they so brave. Number one, they were not raised slaves.
That part. They were one of myself islanders.
Yeah.
So we don't get it. We don't get it. Have the same
we don't have that.
Yeah,
no.
we don't.
No, we don't. And even through the civil rights era, we are still at a point in America, ladies and gentlemen, as our question is today, and we invite you to either chime in, give us a call, and of course you can go and Skype with us and have a little conversation with us and talk to us about this question. Do we really have the right to vote? And do our vote count?
Interesting. And I have an interesting point of view that I'd like to share with you.
Okay. All right. That's the question that's going out, especially when after a certain amount of years and a certain amount of time, you see they have to go back and vote on
The right to vote.
the right to vote.
Dun dun dun.
So, and then of course we've had statements over the past week or so from Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell says that hey, the election, blacks had to, they were just like ordinary Americans did. The tongues keep slipping and things keep happening, and they keep telling us. Before we came out early, Facebook and a couple. That's right, I'm telling y'all. Facebook didn't allow us. Ooh, I know.
Tony.
Okay. Well, Facebook didn't allow us to play the debate of James Baldwin against his Republican counterpart, but it's still a sad state in America when brown and black people are waking up and going through the same dark tragedies as us old folk. It's incredible. And some are blind, some have chosen to be blind, others have not. Those that decided to wake up, Colin Kaepernick, have been punished, so to speak, by society.
Boy, has he.
But the greatness in that is that our culture has been widened and broadened, and our education about us in this country has been brightened and opened up. Now, them little young'uns, they're learning, and I'm one of those old people. I ain't going nowhere till I do my part.
All right, and mind you, the educational system is not the reason.
No.
It is Google,
Google,
YouTube,
this, that,
and the other. All these platforms that they have, social
Yes.
media,
Yes.
is, hey, it's turning around. Before it was like, oh my God, what is it doing to the young people? But now it is a pathway for their knowledge.
Absolutely.
It is a window into seeing
Yes.
things that are
Yes.
actually happening
Yes.
in many
Yes.
communities of color.
Yes. Yes.
So it is opening their eyes to learn, to
Absolutely.
listen, and to become woke.
So America, you're getting frightened, and you're calling the truth cancel culture. You're labeling names on things that, hey man, the only thing we're doing is simply telling the truth. Hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I mean, it's like your tail is wide open. You can't hide from what the camera sees.
No,
It's what it is. It's
Yeah,
what it is. You can't
it's
shake that.
what it
You can't
is.
Make it up. This is what it is.
that is what it is. And I see on TV and many of the other networks, constantly over and over, you arguing about people who walked into a house uninvited.
Again.
You understand what I'm saying?
Again.
And we are calling it everything from, these boys was just down there having a little party, that's all. I'm talking with, hey, you nasty ass people with feces all over the floor. See, y'all couldn't come in my house like that and walked out, So, you got privilege enough to do that, and then you argue the fact. And yeah, some people don't want me to talk about Farrakhan and his movement. Farrakhan took 1 million people, million men, black men, to Washington, D.C. And after it was all done, Jill, the street was cleaned up. Them Negroes
Okay, Joe.
cleaned up the street.
You get that right?
Yeah.
Okay, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell with the N-word now.
You see, clean up a street, back, and that's where, and that's a good thing. We segue into this Joe Rogan thing. Well, he's making all these great excuses. Well, you know, Negroes and rappers and they said, man, look here, 400 years gave me privilege to say that, even though I hate the word.
That part.
You ain't got that privilege.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got it.
It's like, okay, understand this. White people, you're never that down.
Never,
We'll just say it.
never.
Never that down.
Never that down. I had some clips from NDRE, but you know, we got a late start on. Maybe we'll play them later on in the show.
Okay.
But she also at her objection to Spotify and leaving along with some of the legendary,
A
long list of legendary artists who is bouncing Spotify.
Right. In support of.
Yeah.
Or not in support of, rather.
Right.
Mr. Rogan's.
Mr. Rogan, don't you dare.
Well, hey, at least we're classy.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We know
Mr. Rogan.
We know how to keep it classy.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I went to a theater and we was in a neighborhood and I just, boy, look here. I got into the theater and I just knew we were at the Planet of the Apes.
What are you talking about?
That's what he said.
Woo!
Yeah, he said it like that.
Woo!
Yeah. Wasn't no white people nowhere.
Wow.
So now, Joe.
Actually, I missed that quote. So that
Yeah.
I'm now like.
Yeah, there's a couple more. And
like,
you know,
I'm
he
genuinely stunned.
yeah, you know, he tried to say that she spliced things together and only put on the nigger word and blah 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 de blah 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 de blah 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 blah
Blah blah.
blah blah.
Okay.
Well, now I'm not prejudiced. Then they found this tape where he and a friend was looking for a movie. They were going to see the Planet of the Apes. He says, and they found a theater that happened to be in the black neighborhood. Of course, he didn't know that till he got out of the limo or got out of the car, got out of whatever he said, got out. Went in there, he opened his mouth and said, we are really truly in the Planet of the Apes. Now, Joe. Joe, you can say that. But Joe, had that not been in your conscience,
It wouldn't have came out them lips.
that wouldn't have flowed out your mouth.
There you go.
It's
True.
as simple
what's
as
that
that.
they say? Truth in jest.
Yeah, well, you know, it's simple as that. Now go get your drink of damn scotch. Come on back, let's start this conversation over una more time. Because, Joe, you can't tell me, well, see, here's the way it went. Well, if, you know, Richard Pryor had a real album, you know, and the rappers, but Richard Pryor, after he did that album and visited his continent of Africa, came back and said he'd never call another black man a nigger.
So he
You-
got it.
Huh? Hey, so Joe, Richard Pryor got it.
He got it.
And came back and told his people this. So don't sit there and tell me, you give me the excuse, and listen, Joe, it is appalling to many of us black folks when the rappers do it.
Truly.
It is appalling.
Truly.
But Joe, at least somewhere deep down we can give those black rappers empathy, not excuse them.
Because that's their reality.
That's their reality. And they haven't floated into the reality that Joe Rogan, you really don't like. You really don't. Otherwise, would not have come up in your conversation with guests anyway or otherwise.
But you see, you have to understand that we are coming out of the Trump administration. That everyone got real brave about saying things
they
and
got
getting
brave.
Braver and getting
Yeah.
stuff off their chest.
Yeah.
But
So yeah.
it's not that you shit ain't I try to clean it up a little bit.
So, yeah, I know. I know. It's just we listen.
Yeah, because Tony has on the tie and I have on the cut. We try to keep it classy.
Yeah.
But Joey.
We try even all the way down in our society, all the way down to the NFL. We enjoy the game. Black people support the game. My God, the majority of your stadiums, when they were first built, were built where? In the minority neighborhoods. So at least seasonally, we had jobs and that kind of thing. But as it grew, we started watching, and all them Negroes y'all was sucking them out of the HBCUs into the big universities. But we didn't know, we kind of slide because y'all let us in, we feel like our talent and everything, get us in and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Then we get in, then there would be an influx because then our brown people, we could suggest because we have this power, because we have put the school on the map with our athletic abilities and that sort of thing. And then we go to the NFL. And they give us this little money, but see, they don't tell us under that this little money is attached to how many hits you get, blah, 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 blah. They find out that, and then they go start head scratching. But then that's they did that and done that and bought mama her this and that and blah, blah, blah. Then the question comes, how many coaches we got up in this mamma jamma? They look like me that ain't cussing me and calling me nigga. Now, some of it is their fault. Because they allowed them to call them that because they were calling each other that.
Right.
Come on, nigga, hit that nigga, hit that. You see what I'm saying? Right. That's right. I'm telling y'all how y'all doing. That's how y'all did it. Well, somebody, the league went on. We got a couple of hits. We got a couple of colored quarterbacks to go. Wow, wait a minute, hold on. Why this man got to go to Canada and around the world to play quarterback when he's one of the best? His name was Warren Moon. This is Black History Month, y'all. Hello?
History. Pay attention.
Warren Moon. You understand what I'm saying? Boy had to go all around the world before he could get a gig in the NFL as a quarterback. You feel me? Now we go fast forward up to today. One, Mr. Colin Kaepernick. The boy ain't done nothing but just say, hey, dude, while y'all playing this song, I'm going to sit it out.
Because this ain't my song. This is not my reality.
This ain't my song, bro. This ain't my thing. Reality. If I was on...
Land of the free, home of the brave.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, all that old crapola. Plus...
Right, I can't breathe, but
yeah. But and plus, when I went to college, I found out about that verse that they yanked out of there. And then I read that thing, and they tried to. So if we fought out for freedom and shit from being slaves, they would kill us.
Right. Yeah.
Now you want us to stand for it. It ain't even legislated law that this is supposed to happen. And then because the man sit down. Now he's the animal. The worst. He's against America. He's against a piece of damn cloth. All right, let's fast forward on up here. And then we come on up to Mr. Flores, who decided, y'all, look, I've been watching y'all beef with us all these years, man. This shit's got to stop. Well, we gave y'all Tony Dungy, but my God, brother, how many teams you got? You got how many niggers? Head coaching just one. But you got them. See, they offensive, defensive coordinators, which mean that they actually running the team.
Look, all the supportive.
Oh, yeah. They're actually running the team. You listen to sportscasters as they describe quarterbacks. Of course, Tom Brady is one of the cerebral, smartest quarterbacks ever. But look at that guy from KC. What an athlete he is. Even after the magical throw into the end zone with the man on his tippy toes that caught it, he's just an athlete. He didn't think that. His cerebral didn't. People are listening to those conversations, y'all. Now, At the end, you got one. Now we got 2 head coaches in the NFL black. One down in Houston who's and Lovey. Congratulations, Lovey Smith. Deserving of it, should have had a better chance at Chicago. But you just give us, like on that Denzel movie.
Yeah.
Put down your ass, Lou. You go home. Because we got, Hank Shanahan, great grandson down there. Ain't never coached nothing. But he white. Name Shanahan. You feel me? Oh! And one of my idols, Byron Allen, is put in a bid for the Denver Broncos. I hope so. Yeah, but how many niggers that own the teams? How many, Fernando? How many? He was kind of quiet, ain't he?
And you know, Fernando, this is a stretch for me because, I don't know nothing about foosball. If I say one more, I'm going to choke.
You're listening to Jill and Tony.
God,
it is living room chat. Down by the fireplace.
Oh, no,
we welcome.
Baseball.
Yeah, stop. See, that's why you don't take them. Just don't take them. Just tell them we're going to the game, and when they get there, they'll figure it out. Listening to Jill and Tony, living room chat, and it is Thursday night. And your thoughts on whether we do really have the right to vote, and do they really count?
Well, what was interesting to me, I was taking my daughter to a job interview, and as we were riding, last week she received her voter's registration card because she went to get her ID. And so everybody's cards started flooding into the mail and whatever.
Yeah.
So I give it to her, and she was so proud. She's like, "Look, I got my card. She's like, I can vote now. This and that.
Yeah.
So I sat back because in the morning I do tend to. I have my moments where I kind of take a little hiatus from watching the news because it is very mentally stressful to hear about all the things that is going on and whatever. So I do take vacations from that, but during the time with any political things like, campaigns and, it's time to vote and all this good stuff, I tend to kind of keep my ear out. So I asked my daughter as we were riding to her interview, I said, "Hey, India," I said, "have you thought about, who you're going to vote for and are you starting to think about what parties you're interested in and things like that?" She said, no.
No?
And I said, "But you were so interested to get your voting card, your registration card and, this and that." And, she's like, "Yeah." I said, "Do you know your mother can't vote?" She looked at me and bust out laughing. She said, "Oh, damn, I forgot that you sure can't, right?"
Right,
because I have a green card.
you're not a citizen.
Right,
Yeah.
so I literally cannot vote.
Yeah.
Which they're kind of talking about that, but that's a whole nother kettle of fish.
But
But it was just interesting to me how young people are so disenchanted.
With the system because...
So disenchanted.
Yes.
That I asked her, I said, "Well, why wouldn't you want to take advantage of the opportunity to vote?" She said, "Does it really matter? Does my vote really matter?" Wow.
How old is India?
19.
Does it really matter?
Does it really matter?
Because we fight, march, protest,
and still deal with the same.
even put black people in office, put brown people in office.
Even brown people that decide to be Republicans.
You see,
and still.
And still,
does it really matter?
Does it really matter? Now,
and that made me think, Tony. It's like,
wow. It is quite a question.
What are they seeing? What are they looking
Well,
at
number
through their
one,
eyes?
Jill. Number one, what they see is that these people up on that place in Washington, D.C. keep telling them that they have the right, but yet they have to convene a meeting every so period of time on a voting rights bill? For who? Do y'all vote on a voting right bill for white people
That part.
or the Irish? Let's get a little. Let's cut it a little.
Why is it an issue when it's people of color?
You know why?
So
Is
therefore, this is why our young people, our little brown kids and black kids are asking.
Absolutely.
Saying, after all this time, does it even matter? Well, the answer is yes, it does.
It does matter. So that brings me into, let us go to the library. Whoopi Goldberg made a statement today, this past week, that the Holocaust had nothing to do with color.
Right.
Now, where she was, I understand. I understand what she meant to say.
Right. And I get it too, because
Yeah.
you're saying basically when you, okay, God help us. I'm about to say this. Help me, Jesus.
Go,
If
go.
you go
Say.
to the mall
Okay.
and you see a person Caucasian and a person of color standing in a Sedity mall, who
Yeah.
are they going to follow?
Who
So
exactly?
therefore, that is bald-faced racism. That is bald-faced prejudice.
Yeah.
It's in your face.
In your face.
So that's what she was trying to express. Now, mind you, not justifying. Sorry, I hit the mic. Not justifying any kind of racism.
No,
or
nor
just
the
to be clear.
Holocaust.
Nor the Holocaust.
nor
just
the
to be
Holocaust.
clear, you know. But what she's just trying to express is what you can see right in front of you. Because
Exactly.
if I took someone who was Jewish and someone of color and stood them in that same mall, no one's going to say, "Oh, you look like you're Jewish."
Exactly. Now, Whoopi,
You know, so
Whoopi,
that's all she was trying to say.
and in addition
just
to that,
saying,
yeah.
not in agreement, not in
No.
disagreement,
No. Let us make a clear
disclaimer
statement.
here. Yeah.
Disclaimer. This is not that
We're not on the Whoopi train. We ain't trying to get
we're
there.
not on a Whoopi train or anything. However, my sister was not being belligerent. However, she was ignorant of certain things.
Well,
Which is why I found the book. The name of that book is Germany's Black Holocaust. Uh-huh.
please expound on that.
Well, see, we never talk about the true things in Hitler and what Hitler really believed or la. We know about the white supremacist, blonde, blue-eyed thing, and he hated the Jewish race. That's where I wanted to get with Whoopi. He considered them a race of people. But I believe, and we'll get into that another thing, I just believe he knew truthfully that they were not what they pretend. But anyhow.
Because it's not like a nationality.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be a religion. But anyhow.
Yeah, religious.
Anyhow, the thing goes, Whoopi was just simply explaining that these were all white people. This was all white people. But when we get to America, it is a different situation. This is you're hanging black folk, and you never ever, let me that shot, you never ever talk about. That shot that we just had, let me have it. You never ever talk about the things that have gone on in history that have not been publicized.
Right.
The name of this book is Germany's Black Holocaust. It'll help you tell the truth. Grab it. You're listening to Jill and Tony. We're going to bring that suggestion back, man. And look, Jill, I know it's Black History Month and all of that there. But my thumb for new talent, I found something on the internet. I found this band. Ooh.
Please tell.
Let me tell you something. We're going to take a break and listen to our Spotlight Band.
I can't wait.
For the
I know
night.
I like this shimmy.
Check them out.
It's hard to impress the woman. A lot of dumbass niggas, well, they fucked that up a long time ago. But y'all you really want from a man? Girl, I'm saying right. Try me. Oh, try me. And you see, babe. Whoa. Should I keep on going? Baby says you like the type of man with his own plan. Ain't got a lie. She wouldn't mind every now and then seeing me in a suit and tie. But if you allow me to gain our respect back, oh, I will. Ladies, I know what y'all you really want from a man. Girl, I'm saying right, yeah. Try me, oh. Try me, oh, yeah. When you can't sleep at night, try me. I'll rock you. Nah, 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 nah. Try me. Just stick around for a while. Oh, try me, baby. Try me. Try me, girl. Try me, baby, yeah. Try me. Oh, can I tell you, baby? Try me, baby. Try me. Just put your hand in my hand. Try me. Just go with me. Try me. Oh, yeah. I gotta tell you, hush, little baby. Don't you cry, because PC's gonna sing you a sweet lullaby. Yeah. Yeah. One more time, one more time. Yeah. Yeah. One more time, one more time. Yeah. Yeah. Right, if you don't mind. Y'all hear me sing? Try me, baby, yeah. Try me. Baby, I can't do it without you. Try me, baby, yeah. Try me. Try me. Try me. Try me, baby. Try me. Yeah. 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 Try me. Y'all hear me sing? So baby, do me a favor. I remember you told me you was gonna leave me. You know how many losses I've took this year? Hell, I probably won't miss it. So go ahead and try that nigga down the street. They call him Mr. Jody, right? But when you get to Mr. Jody's house, you'll figure out that Jody won't do you the way that I do. To sum it up in a nutshell, baby, what I'm trying to say to you is, I tell you, he can't love you like I love you, and he can't hold you like I hold you. I gotta tell him again, he can't love you like I love you, and he can't hold you like I hold you. Yeah. He can't love you, he can't love you, he can't love you, he can't love you like I love you, 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 like I love you. I said he can't hold you, he can't hold you.
PC band Love Therapy. He can't love me
Baby,
like I love.
that's going on my playlist,
Now,
baby.
see, look at that. You like that, don't you?
I like that.
The PC band.
You see, that's a real man talk.
You see what I'm saying, do you?
No, not these sissy boys.
Now look
sissified
at
boys.
like them sissy boys.
Yes, them
Oh,
sissified boys, not being a man.
I
See,
feel.
he's telling you, he said, go get you who, Jody.
Lord, I feel
Go
one
get
of
you
them
a
mind
Jody.
your own business.
Baby, mind your own business.
Hold on,
baby.
mind your own business is coming up in just a minute. But you know, we still talking about that Joe Rogan. This is Jill and Tony living room chat from DeSoto, Texas.
Yeah, lot.
Man, it was cold and kind of floody last week.
You think?
Ice skating and
Bro.
look.
And you know, like, once again, I'm from the East Coast,
Uh-huh.
so I'm chilling.
Yeah. You good. You good. But see, look.
But looking at other folks, I'm like, poor Tink Tank.
Thank you. And then we went to we in Texas.
And
So
then y'all went to- yes,
yeah,
yes.
and last year was not so pleasant for us
No, it
when,
was rough
when
last
ice and
year.
snow came around.
Yeah.
That's right, Mr. Governor. You know, I mean, you jumped out there, you know, ahead of things this time. So, we got y'all.
Yeah.
We got y'all. No. God had us because he just sent us a day.
Right, but you know, they did say that whatever those committees are that takes care of,
Right,
you know,
right. They
grids
were
and
on the
grids
ball, huh?
or whatever. Now, locally,
Locally.
they said, "Oh yeah, we're on it. See, we're good." And they said, "Well, you know what? This guy came." He said, "Well, you know, this wasn't like for real,
Yeah.
So we still can't really.
We
measure,
still can't measure it. No,
you
we
know,
cannot.
But if
We
you
cannot.
wanna take it like you had a win,
Thank you.
you can have that.
But
it's not.
but listen, I do applaud you guys. Which is, we got the fireplace back here. Yeah, we had the wood and we had the generators, and we ready for y'all this time.
Man, but you know,
Y'all butt wasn't gonna put us out the
y'all
house.
Texans are funny as hell. Though.
Look.
Y'all was ripping and running everywhere. Shelves was empty.
Oh my
You know,
God!
us in the East Coast, you know, we just
These are
chilling.
the-
It's like whatever.
Listen, these are the most panicky in people.
And I mean, we could even get eggs, bro. It was
Oh
nothing.
man, oh man. See, that's why we need our own markets in our own neighborhoods and stuff like that. Why don't some of you football players think about that? You know,
See, there you go again.
You know, when you go to your boy and he asks you about, I'm sorry. When you go, no, I'm not. When you go to the guy and you ask him, you know, you're a financial advisor. See, I know you had 4 years, but you were preoccupied playing ball. Some of y'all, I got you understand. We know who was preoccupied playing ball, and we know them that had some business going. We know all about them. But anyhow, what y'all should have done when the advisor come, you should have bought that building over there on 35 and fix it up, hook it up.
A little local marketplace.
You see what I'm saying? Nice little
Get
marketplace.
some gardens going in
There you go, some gardens going in there. Hey, you see what I'm saying?
You
You
keep
see,
it in the community.
in the
It's not rocket
community,
science.
yeah,
Y'all got these college degrees.
You know.
Right, bopping your heads on
Yup.
the field.
Hey,
In business, most of you.
quit, Jill.
Okay, I'm done.
Quit.
Not my pocket.
Quit.
I'm on my business.
We're coming up on Jill's segment of Mind Your Own Business. Can you press that button over there, brother?
Do you smell that? That's how it smells like when you mind your own business. Peaceful.
Now, Tony, how long have I been asking for an intro, and this is what I'm going to get?
Hey!
For 4 years, I've been asking for my own intro, and this is what I get. But you know what? I like her. Yeah, that smell like mind your own business. So, on that note, he can't love you like I love you, right? Okay, so that's where I'm coming from, and that's one of the nuts I want to crack, pardon the pun, on my little segment here. I've been kind of on the dating scene again, me and my Shut Up Tony, longtime love, we have gone our own separate ways. Well, I've gone my separate way. I don't know about him. But my thing is this. I am, ladies, please understand and reach out to us via email or chime in on, the different platforms. But it has been very discouraging out here on the dating scene because it seems like these guys don't want to be that man to say, he can't love you like I'm going to love you. Doesn't want to step up and be a man. It's like they want to be dated. They want to be picked up. They want you to pick up the bill. Well, I'm old-fashioned, damn it, and I'm not feeling that. All these single mothers, sorry, I am one also, so I know there is a way to build a proper man who will take care of a woman, of a queen, of a woman of substance. So there is no excuse for it. I've raised one, and he treated his woman very well. So, having said that, get them off the titty. Make sure they man up. Let them take responsibilities and remind them of the qualities of a good man. Just because maybe you as a woman decided that, hey, I have to chase something down and hold it down. So, I'm bringing home the bacon. I'm frying it up in the pan. I'm doing all of this. I'm buying him a car. I'm paying him to be my man. No to the no, hell no. Allow these men to be men. Raise our sons to be men. Our daughters no longer realize that it's okay for a guy to come, pull up to the house, knock on the door, say hello to your mother and your father. They don't understand that is a reality. You know what I tell my daughter to do when she gets in the car? Take a picture of the license plate and take a selfie with him and send it to me. Okay? Send it to me.
Send it to mommy.
All right? Because if he's not going to be a gentleman enough to come knock on the door to get you, I'm going to see you, Joker. I'm going to see you. I want a man who is a man. I want a man to say, he can't love you like I'm going to love you. He's going to take the wheel. He's going to handle it. What happened to those days? Why do we have to have the job, like I said, and then still take care of a man? I ain't trying to build a brother.
Take a breath.
I ain't trying to build nothing. I'm trying to build with.
Take a breath.
And that's all I got to say.
Mind your own business.
Mind your own damn business.
Okay. I got it.
That feels so better.
I know you feel good, don't you?
That feels so good.
Feel real good, don't you?
Oh, boy, wait for the backlash.
Yeah. Breaking news, Biden warns Americans to get up out of, oh, man. That is such a conundrum. That's such a, why are we worried about, oh, God. Listen, y'all. Fox News, y'all better leave it. Y'all better get away. Don't watch them. They will turn you into zombies.
Oh, jeez.
They'll hurt
What are you
you.
squawking about now, Tony?
Look,
You're squawking.
I'm just watching all of these stories and these wonderful things, and this stuff is going on. Of course, people are being prosecuted for their activities in the January 6th thing, and the committee seem to be doing a really good job.
So far, so
it's
good.
pulling some names and stuff out that people don't go, golly, so you was a part of that too.
A lot of Texans.
A lot of Texans.
A lot of Texans, yeah.
A lot of Texans was in on that. Old Teddy Cruzy. All them boys. Yeah, they were in on that. Yeah. But for now, we're celebrating Black History.
That's
Month.
right. We're not even gonna give them all that attention.
Yeah.
And on that note, Tony, you know it's Oscar nomination week.
Dun, 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 dun.
So
Who
happy
we
to
got?
say
Who we got?
King James,
King
the
James.
movie about the
Well,
Williams sisters.
Yeah, the Williams sisters. Yeah.
So that has taken off, and I'm very excited to see. And I will watch the Oscars this year.
Let me tell you.
Because I have been boycotting it myself.
Let me tell you. I am so elated for this movie.
Yes.
And I got my personal reasons. I'm not going to ever say it on air.
Okay, you just tell me.
And
later.
I'll tell you later. But I got my personal reasons, but I'm so elated that this movie was a good movie. And because I'm somewhat familiar, it was kind of true to form, I think.
So what I'm trying to do is, which is something that I always do with myself, I try to binge watch a lot of the nominated movies right before the Oscars. So I did start watching it, and I stopped watching it because I kind of wanted to wait for the Oscars to see what was going to happen. Now, what happened with this Oscars, because we do have to look at the committee that votes for the different films that are going to be nominated.
Isn't that black woman the chairman?
I do believe.
Think so. Okay, now go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
He'd make me have to fact check.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
yeah, but what we're looking at is that Halle Berry, of course, she was the first black woman to get, that wonderful nomination.
Right.
And win an Oscar, but there has not been one nominated for this one, even though they did a lot of different categories. A lot of categories.
Yeah.
And King James got a lot of those categories.
Right.
But unfortunately, we still didn't have a woman of color placed in Best Actress.
And then, too, now listen, this is not an excuse for the committee, the Oscars. But then, too, you remember when a lot of those movies were released, we were going through that pandemic thing.
Yeah.
So it is still a possibility. I don't know whether it's a possibility or not, but some of them, the populace will be able to get to some of those movies and see them.
Okay, and I also have to give the Oscars the nod where they are adding people of color on.
Ain't they nice? They nice, but they late.
Well, but at least it's done.
See, I don't get excited.
It's Black History Month, Tony.
Okay, excuse me. So we should be okay. It's Black History Month.
Look at the cup half full.
Black History Month. So we are excited about the crumbs that have been shoveled our way.
We'll take the crumbs.
Yeah, y'all keep on it. The Eagle in New York City, my man. I hope he's doing all right. We ain't gonna call his name. He knows who I'm talking about. Like to say hello and shout out to a bunch of people, man. One of our homeboys, Victor Orlando. Is being played, and as we travel around, we hear stuff. We go, "Hey, who that right there?" Oh, and then you bring it up, and you see a name from back home. Oh, homeboy, Victor Orlando.
Is that the guy with that?
With what?
No, go ahead.
Is that the guy with what?
The big voice that I always try to get serenaded. Remember Victor?
No.
No, it wasn't. Okay, I was just hoping it was.
No, she went there. She did that.
Yeah, I did that.
That's next, Fernando. You're correct. She went there, but he and we're gonna play a little bit of Victor later on in the show in a album and introduce his album that is fantastic.
Great, I can't wait.
Victor Orlando and Fun Jazz.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Maestro to come back.
Oh my goodness, here we go.
sorry.
But speaking of actors and speaking of the Academy Awards and things of that nature, like we said, we were saying goodbye. We didn't have a chance because of the snow and stuff and us not broadcasting, to say goodbye to Sidney Poitier.
Yeah, and I know they're going to have a nice honor for him of some
Yeah,
sort.
but before we get to Sidney, how many, or what is it, or how the things in your sphere every day as you wake up that you use that these unintelligible black people that's been here for 400 years made possible for you? Things all the way from, can we see that list? Just let me see that list. there.
Traffic lights, peanut butter,
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. See, Well, yeah.
telephone, for real.
Now look, check it out on screen, y'all. I hope y'all can look at some of this stuff. I want you to look at it. Check it out. These black people. These are black people that made it possible even for you to brush your stinky teeth.
That part.
Well, y'all didn't do the electric. No, we didn't do the electric light, but we did the filament in the thing to make sure that it would stay. All the way up to computers. And like you said, the traffic light. Everything. Stuff
We
like
had
that.
something to do with everything. We were the good old boy next to the other
Everything.
guy that got the accolades, but we were the
Everything.
person doing all the work. and-
Everything.
yeah, I mean, what it is
Is what it is. That's where we are. You're listening to Jill and Tony, and like right now, I want to let y'all see a couple of things. The actor, Mr. Sidney Poitier.
Gillespie. Mr. Endicott. This here is Virgil. Mr. Tibbs.
How do you do, sir?
May I have Henry fetch you something? Some light refreshment?
No, thank you. We're right the way we
are.
I'll have something cold. Something soft. Anything.
Henry, bring in a pitcher of lemonade. I have one, too.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I didn't know it was possible to grow this species locally.
Oh, you like flowers?
I do.
Well, Mr. Tibbs, do you know anything about orchids?
Well, not very much, but I do like them.
Well, let me show you. Endicott's Park. What do you think?
It's beautiful. It's breathtaking.
Have you a favorite, Mr. Tibbs?
Well, I am partial to any of the epiphytics.
Why, isn't that remarkable? That of all the orchids in this place, you should prefer the epiphytics. I wonder if you know why.
Maybe it would be helpful if you'd tell me.
Because, like the Negra, they need care and feeding and cultivating. And that takes time. That's something you can't make some people understand. That's something Mr. Colbert didn't realize.
Is this what the epiphytics root in?
My point. They thrive on it. Take it away from them, they do poorly.
What do you call this material?
That's osmondin, fern root.
Well, we don't want to take any more of your time, Mr. Endicott.
Why'd you two come here?
To ask you about Mr. Colbert.
Let me understand this. You two came here to question me?
Well, your attitudes, Mr. Endicott, your points of view are a matter of record. Some people, well, let us say the people who work for Mr. Colbert might reasonably regard you as the person least likely to mourn his passing. We were just trying to clarify some of the evidence. Was Mr. Colbert ever in this greenhouse, say last night, about midnight?
Gillespie? Yeah. You saw it.
I saw it.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
I don't know.
I'll remember that. There was a time when I could have had you shot.
Look,
That pretty much looked like.
listen, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. The guy, listen, what is so eye-catching to me with this clip is the butler.
The butler.
The butler, he's like
what the Jesus
he's like,
just
what
happened?
yeah,
And you know what? I bust out laughing.
man.
You know he did.
He did. He did it
Come
to
on
it.
now.
But that was a good stroke. Kudos to the director.
It's like,
That was a good that was a good stroke. The great Sidney Poitier.
And back then, that was unspoken.
Unspoken. And then Sidney went on to do a movie entitled Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
One of my favorites.
Which was the unleashing of interracial relationships in America.
Right out in the open.
Just real,
Right.
not coming, shit, just coming. Oh, the Negroes coming to dinner?
Well, you know what? But having said that, in my country, it wasn't a biggie.
I know big thing for you. It's no big thing.
It's no big thing.
It's no biggie. But, you know, and that's why.
In my opinion.
Well, not only in your opinion. That's why I give it to guys like Sidney and Belafonte and the many islanders who have come here with the notion of freedom and knew what it was to be free and taught us and joined the army to even free us.
But you know what? I don't even think it was a matter like they came over here like with this notion of freedom.
No.
That's that was normal to them. It was kind of like, what the hell is wrong with y'all?
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
like,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
That's basically.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
like,
say it like that.
You know, it's kind of like.
I didn't say it like that. It's like, what's wrong with your niggers over here?
Yeah.
But you know, well, why is that man telling you?
Right. And they just challenged.
And they challenged.
That's all. They
And
just
that
challenged
is.
everyone. That's
Same thing. It's like that thing is still up in the air about Idris Elba playing James Bond.
Oh.
So that thing's still
You know what?
Razor Daisy up in the air.
You know what? It's like no matter what you say, it's gonna be so controversial. But you know, them white women love them some interest. Just saying.
I didn't say that. She said that. Yeah. Okay. Well,
You
look.
know?
At any rate, the boy will bring the box office.
He's gonna bring
He will bring the box
Or
office.
is that the concern? They think he's not because he's a man of
I
color?
don't know. They say, well, maybe he's not that box office. Blah, blah, blah. I guess if that's a word.
Whatever.
I don't know. You're listening to Jill and Tony, and listen, cause you know all of my little trolling up and down the internet. You know, the last one I found was phenomenal. You know it was. You know it was. Cause she had like 3 voices and the chick could sing like stuff like.
Yeah.
I got the male counterpart.
Oh, jeez, Lord, help us, Jesus.
What? We got to keep this thing fair.
Well, then we have to do a versus.
Wait a minute, what you want? Oh, no.
So we're gonna do him, and then we're gonna do a versus. How about that for the next time?
Well,
where you play her, then you play him, play her, play him, and everybody got to vote. Yeah.
No, but see, we got to go and find. We got to find other competitive, in that genre.
Yeah, I got you, but they have to have a versus though. We have to break it down.
Okay.
Him against her.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're gonna look at him now. Okay. All right.
do that.
Here's our talent spotlight.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
Because white folks have a personal relationship with God. They know God. They only stay in church 20, 30 minutes tops. They just walk right in.
How you doing, God? How are you? Nice to see you. That's a good outfit. I like that. Things are going great. Okay, God bless yourself.
Depart to serve.
What about black folk?
Black folk, oh, no. We be in church for 2 days. Praying for the same stuff we done prayed for already. Jesus, I love that man. I know he locked up, but I love him. I'll stick with him till the end. Them kids, I know the kids are crazy, but I'm going to stay with the Lord because you gave them to me. 2 days later, Lord Jesus, the kids, I love them. I like going to white churches because they don't mess around. They sing the song, they get in and out.
Oh, happy day, oh, happy day.
Oh, happy
day, oh, happy day. It was a happy day.
That's it. They home, they happy. That's it. They watching the game. But not us.
Not us.
Not us. Take us 2 hours to get to the first lyric.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Happy day. Happy day. Then it next to it, Luther Vandross. Well. Still in love. I said, still in love. Still in love. Are you gonna D? Say you're gonna D. 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 Well.
That's it.
That's pretty much, yeah.
That's
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much, yeah.
Now, most of them guys have me crying.
Yeah.
It wears me out.
That's pretty much, yeah.
So, do we keep it just going straight after the other acts, or we do a competition, or how are we gonna do this?
Well, we'll do a best of and then do a versus.
Do a best of.
Best of and then do a versus.
Man, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Because I know there was one on like America's Got Talent or something like that. That was awesome. Also, not just that young lady, but I know there was well, it's Black History Month, but there was a little Caucasian
Black History,
that did the damn thing with that too.
We are saluting Black History Month. That's right, and we all the Negroes that we can find that done something. And don't y'all get mad with me because I say Negro. I grew up in Mississippi.
Yeah, he can't help it.
And I can't help it. And I'm watching how these guys are treating us and just saying stuff and one guy serving in Congress that done raped some people and took young girls across the line, and they get to stand up and say all kinds of stuff, and guys like Joe Rogan get to banter off and throw off nigger and blah 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 blah. So we're getting we when people say we're getting, Jill, we have been all along. It didn't go nowhere. It went on the ground for a short time. And you're right. Then they didn't need that guy to be smart. They didn't need him to make any decisions. They didn't need him to do any legislation. They needed him to do exactly what he did: run his mouth and bring him out the closet.
And bring them all out.
Bring him out the closet, baby.
Bring them all out to play.
Let's go ahead. And we're finding, Jill, not only are we finding that he's running his mouth, that was a concerted plan. I mean, they had a war room down the street, had weapons stashed right outside in Alexandria. Yeah, they were ready to do a little something. You know, let's burn it. You know, they did the second Revolutionary War.
They were ready to do. They were ready to make a statement.
Yeah, we should have got rid of our Negroes during the Civil War.
But they have to realize this is not the same time.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's the mistake that we made.
It was about to be the business. If got down, you know what I'm saying?
That's the mistake that we made. You know, we let them slip through.
But you know, the irony of it is that we have to also look at Black culture and how it has influenced the mainstream America to the point where I was looking on my stream, I was trying to find it. Let's go back. NAACP, having that young lady who identified as black.
As black.
And she got on a lot of different.
Whatever happened to that lady?
I have no idea. I know she was. What was that, in Spokane or somewhere?
Yeah, Washington. Somewhere. I really had no problem with her identifying with what she wanted to identify. I had no problem with it. But I wanted her to be real.
Just be real about it. And that's what it was.
Yeah, be real.
Because nobody likes to be made a
exactly. You made a fool out of it.
Exactly.
So, don't do that. Now, if you had come in there and said, you know what, I sure enough identify with colored coat.
Yeah, I mean, I've grown up in a family that was mixed
wear
because
my cornrows.
Yeah, because my mom and dad, they adopted children of color, so it helped me to empathize, sympathize, identify with.
Yeah.
You married a man of color.
Exactly. I don't think they know
how. Have children.
Yeah.
Your child is biracial.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You didn't have to fake it.
I don't really think they know exactly. This mechanism, the internet, and all of these modern things, how fast your story can get around.
Right.
And, your itch can come out of the closet pretty quick.
Yeah, but it just amazes me how it's like here we're looking at the right to vote, but there's so many of people not of color who identify so much. The music industry. This this woman. Carrying herself as black, going to HBCU, teaching African arts and African American and African arts and
yeah.
So how is it so terrible to be black if so many tries to be black?
Well, Jill, when I used to go to religious services, people used to it is one of those places where you realize, you just want the singing, the dancing, the creativity. You want to lay out and you want to get brown because you want to brag that you had the summer in the tropics. You could afford to go to
vacation,
Mars Blanc, in the Mediterranean and such. But you don't want to get that by associating with the people. Wow. And that is a normal concept in their brains.
Because for me, how people say they try to Europeanize stuff, they want you to have those features.
Yeah.
But if y'all think about it, come on now, glorify the fact that, the Europeans are trying to glamorize us.
They're trying
to. Even bodybuilding.
And
what do you have to do?
Yeah,
they tan so that their definition could show. You don't stay pale and bodybuild and go into a competition. You tan yourself to death. So you can see all the definitions and all the contours of the body.
Well, Jill, in that colonial thinking, what has happened is the ones that they don't want has begun to spend time trying to be like them.
Yeah.
You feel me? That they are so lost in this hubbub culture of, because if truth be known, Yeah, a lot of y'all gonna feel guilty. You should feel guilty. Hell, I felt guilty about spanking my kids sometimes.
My grandfather used to get mad at me and then wear me out and then give me $5 under my pillow.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But your butt gotta be spanked.
But you
and
gotta
you gotta be spanked, and you got to know the truth.
Right.
Why you're being spanked. And if we continue in the culture of see, listen. I don't think it was my mother that said it, but I certainly agree with it. When they freed the slaves, so to speak, and they took the discipline of the black woman away from the servitude and away from disciplining the white children, they went freaking amok. They went crazy. When the good maid wasn't there to rein them in, and titty. I tell this story all the time. Is my mother could point her finger in the guy's face that she worked for, and tell him, "Now look at here, Mr. Guthrie. That boy, Danny, who was Mr. Guthrie's son, I'm gonna spank his butt." And Mama looking at him just like this. I'm gonna spank his butt. Then Mama, I be laughing. She said, boy. I can do that. You can't.
Right.
And tried to explain it a little bit to me, but you get lost in the translation when you're a little kid. But as I grew, I knew why. He's scared of me. But he thinks that she is the weaker vessel.
Right.
So he can talk and manipulate with her. But little do he know, and I have to give my ladies prop. Black women,
we handled it.
Boy, y'all be handling it.
We handled it.
Y'all be handling it. And this ain't, fitting along with Black History Month. Along with Black History Month, I salute the mothers.
Yes.
And starting from Native American mothers to them old line Texans at the Alamo that hurt our brown mothers, that continue in your legislation and all your
But we're making a comeback. All those women of color are.
Hey, man,
they're sitting up there now.
Yeah.
Muslim, Hispanic, with Latina.
Their whole spirit.
I mean, it's just.
Look, they coming at it with a vengeance.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I kind of like it.
Yeah. It's about time.
I kind of like it. So, I'm going to be like the good little boy. I'm going to sit back and watch Mama do her work. Because for centuries, ages, long time, y'all ain't done nothing but sent us into wars. And it's time for somebody down here mortally. Yeah, I know a lot of y'all waiting on Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, that's all right. Okay. That's all right. Keep on praying and waiting on Jesus. But of those mothers, or whether it's Kamala Harris, whether you're going to like her or not, or blah, 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 or whatever. But if one of those people, and England, the colonials, they already had Margaret Thatcher.
That's right.
Yeah, and Germany done had theirs. But America ain't ready for that.
Oh, we're ready.
What?
We're ready.
What do you mean you're ready?
We are ready.
What do you mean you're ready?
We are ready.
You better put on that apron, get your butt on back there in that kitchen.
I'll be damned. Remember, she ain't
To
American all the way either, so we ready.
Jill,
we're at 8:30.
Jill, wait a minute. Jill, we on a radio show. She almost went on hinge over there, man. I tell you, look, the time is out for that old thought of keeping them barefoot and pregnant. Yeah, y'all don't even know what that quote was.
No, but my feet stay warm.
Yeah,
my feet stay warm.
It's Jill and Tony living room chat, and we're sitting by the fireplace. We invite you to comment. Please do like it and share it. And if you want to donate, well, heck, key Tony8@gmail.com, PayPal, Zelle, and anything else. Give it to us, because we are indeed trying to stay here and move on to the celestial things too.
That's right, without being kicked off the air.
Yeah, so they can get, Facebook can't tell us to go home and tell us what to see. And we're broadcasting from DeSoto, Texas. And I think Jill's going to have a little update on the weather after we talk. Can we talk a little bit about the old Rogan again?
Oh, bro, please. Are we really going to give him
Well,
that
the
much
thing is, I really want to clear up NDRE. And, because people are calling her, she's saying that Rogan is a bigot. And that's not what she's saying. Rogan has said that himself in the statements that he's made.
We're not going to support a platform that supports that kind of
Bunduki.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it is as simple as that. And I believe we got a tape that's queuing up where she just simply explained it. Now, for me, you ain't had to explain it for me.
It's understood.
It's already
It's already understood.
already understood.
It's understood it.
Yeah, because one point is that the legitimate artists that are on there, you paying us 0.5% of a penny, but Rogan can come up with $100 million just to have a podcast. You know what I mean?
Right. Still not fair. Still not even playing
It's not.
field.
And then you're doing that and allowing him to malign many of the artists that you have on your platform.
Right. It's an insult.
It's a total insult. So what we look at is the simple fact of, okay, there y'all go again, making some money. We still the cotton field Negroes.
Right.
And that's how you look at us as. Rogan in his apology, okay, we'll take an apology. But a lot of things are going to be in the action, Mr. Rogan. And after that, we just think that through. And I hope many other artists. The great thing for me is that these really old, making trillion millionaires, established stars, NDRE didn't start it. The white guys started it first. Said,
Yep. But they're very talented in tucking their tails and run. It's like, this was a little shaky. Let's cut our losses and get out of here. So that's sometimes it's not totally admirable. Sometimes it's just self preservation behavior.
Kind of like Mark Meadows did up there with the thing, wrote a book and gave the whole plan out.
Right.
Then went on a TV show, gave the whole plan out.
Right.
And then, I ain't gonna testify to that. And see, it was like this, and it wasn't against. So it's like that, huh? We go on and we just turn that thing over. Make it our story.
Right.
That's it. Oh, now, what I like to do is like to say hello to the Dominican Republic.
Hey.
And Africa.
Hey.
And we got a We the People down there. One of our great artists, Watusi. He decided he was going to migrate from Dallas down there. We the People is his contributor to our show tonight. Here we go. Give a listen.
We jam together in a one love positive vibe. Every nation, every color of creation. We all are different, but we all the same inside. To find the higher ground is what we all have found. A Rasta revelation for a one world generation. We feel each other. pain and help each other gain. If we stand together strong, the borders will be gone. We the people, we rise and shine so bright. We the people, out of darkness to the light. We are the world, one God, one aim, one destiny. We are family, a higher love. We are we. When the powers that be divide us endlessly, they build their walls of lies and hate only to deceive. But we never alone in this twilight zone. We just need one stone, break out of Babylon. I see you and me, a reflection of my soul. Love and compassion, for our world peace behold. We all are chosen with a divine destiny. We share one earth together, one love energy. We the people, we rise and shine so bright. We the people, out of darkness to the light. We are the world, one God, one aim, one destiny. We are family, a higher love. We are we. Yes, these crucial times, out of this real situation, we shock the world and be an inspiration. Show acts of mercy, even a kiss of kindness. We free the children from all this blindness. Find a real compassion for people of every nation. From many paths we walk to one destination. Don't let division corrupt this inner vision. For all humanity, we're on a one love mission. We the people, we rise and shine so bright. Free the people, out of darkness to the light. We are the world, one God, one aim, one destiny. We are family, a higher love. We are we the people. We rise and shine so bright. Free the people, out of darkness to the light. We are the world, one God, one aim, one destiny. We are family, a higher love. We are we. Every time, you know who we are. Together, all together.
I love you.
Okay, hi there, everybody. We're here in Houston, Texas. Beautiful day coming back from that awful ice storm out here in Texas. But this week we have to look forward to 7 days tomorrow. Beautiful weather.
God, she ran that thing, didn't she? But that little broadcast talk, Jill ran that ramp pretty good.
Baby, I'm learning them cues. It's called the evil eye from Tony.
Listen, you got to practice tape at home.
Yes, sir, we'll practice that.
That's good.
No, but really, we're going to have some beautiful weather.
Absolutely, and we
That
deserve some beautiful
bipolar
weather.
Texas.
Yeah.
Bipolar Texas.
Bipolar
Freeze
Texas.
today, cook tomorrow.
Yeah, hello. Listen, I know y'all. Some of us celebrate Valentine's Day and all of that, and that's wonderful. I kind of know in history what Valentine's Day was all about, but If you are celebrating the one that you love. Okay.
I'm sorry.
What you? Okay. What you?
No, I'm thinking about a meme I saw.
You what?
I'm thinking about a meme that I saw today. Is it T. Harden? I always look at his memes, and he says, "If you see me at your restaurant twice with two different people, mind your business."
Mind your business. Mind your business. I ain't gonna put no stamp on that.
No. Come on, he's talking about nice to see you again,
I'm not gonna put no
sir.
stamp on that.
You're
but,
back again, sir.
Bro, you need to not do it that now. You shouldn't do it like
Fernando,
that.
don't try to pull that.
My
Producer
God,
guy.
look. Don't do that.
You know, because he's Rico
Suave.
Suave.
Rico Suave. Woo, listen. So, but anyhow,
Okay.
if you're planning a dinner, Chef Lance has got a special, Lance Moy. And if you're on Facebook, go and look up www.facebook.com/Chef Lance Moy.
And you know what else is a bonus?
What?
If y'all book him, I might actually be there to serve.
Get out of here.
I would literally do that.
Get out of here. You
guys book him.
You book him.
You'll have me in my penguin suit. With the handkerchief or
there you go.
The napkin hanging
The
over
whole
my
thing.
Head. I will. I
pop
promise
the
you.
champagne cork.
My aim is Jack.
But
I
you
promise
the
you,
lights out.
Chef Lance,
Yeah,
because
okay.
I love you so much, I would actually be part of your package.
There you go. Now, Jill, you gonna wear the conventional like service outfit, or how you gonna wear that?
Well, it depends on how freaky they want me.
Oh Lord. I didn't even anticipate that one. Okay.
Oh no, I wear a traditional penguin
Chef
suit.
Lance, and the menu consists of shrimp and pasta parmesan, main dishes.
Talk to me, Tony.
With garlic, toast, and even side pieces of lobster.
A side piece.
Okay, Jill. Your side pieces of lobster, little lobster chunks, and it's delivered and served. Well, nice bottle of champagne. Listen, here's what I'm going to do.
What?
I'm going to go ahead and on my Facebook page and on the chat page, make sure that you guys know exactly how to get in touch with Chef Lance.
And once again, I might just pop up and serve. You just never know.
Those that just came on, she didn't say pop up at the cake. That's not what she said.
I'll actually serve. I have to pull out my old catering gear from back in the day.
Look, yeah.
And actually come out there and support Chef Lance and surprise you guys with a
Look, I'm trying to tell you, that's what I used to do. I used to be a waiter.
All of us artists was at one point. You know? We done that. We've
Made
been
some
there.
pretty good money, though.
Oh, yeah. Tips are phenomenal.
Tips, they were. And
Please tip.
Please
your service
tip.
staff.
Yeah, and if you're listening to us either by Facebook, thank you, by Twitter, thank you, and our YouTube channel, thank you. KEI TV, Multicultural TV. We are just simply one of these shows here. If you have any interest in doing that, you can certainly get our contact information.
Yes, you can.
Where is it down? Is it down there or up there? Around there somewhere.
It's up in there somewhere.
It's up in there somewhere. And hit us up.
And Tony, once again, in closing for the Valentine's segment, if you are planning a Valentine's dinner, baby, you're almost out of time, because in 2019, from then to now, the restaurant reservations are shooting up. They have found that there's almost nowhere to go for Valentine's.
Ain't nowhere to go.
Everybody has made reservations. So if you are late, you may have to look into
Chef
a
Lance.
professional chef coming to
Chef
your
Lance
house and
coming
dropping
to the
off.
house.
Yeah.
That's
so
right.
keep that in mind. Reservations right now is almost next to nothing.
And those of you on the East Coast, of course, Chef Jay Sennett has one of those services. Chef Jay Sennett, Cooking with Jay, runs with us 4:30 on Thursdays. Y'all ain't gonna catch them. Ain't none of y'all gonna catch them. But we throw it out there.
Everybody's getting booked up.
There you go. So
all you late people, don't be stopping at the corner of the gas station, picking up no damn.
Nope, and the flowers.
I had a flashback.
See, there you go. That's
Queen.
right. That's right. Calm yourself down. Calm down. I'm
good.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying.
And so hopefully you got your arrangements all. Some of you, I know some of you wives be reminding people like, what you gotta do on Monday.
Well, Tony, not to call you out, but is you ready?
I stay ready.
Okay, player.
You stay ready.
Play on.
What you talking about? Are you kidding me?
Is Jolie gonna get a massage?
Baby.
Play that music, producer. Turn it up just a little bit.
Don't start with me.
Is she gonna get a massage?
Just
the bottle of wine. A little bit of flower petals.
A little bottle of Chianti.
And then you're gonna serenade her.
A hot massage.
Oh, a hot massage.
Oil massage.
Turn that down. Turn that down.
Wait.
I'm single.
What? Okay, I'm sorry. See, that what people mess with people. See,
single with 3 points. Look, I got 2 of the possible.
That's 2.
I play spades up here.
2 of the possible. So maybe it's gonna come by. Maybe it's gonna happen.
With my luck, all 3 of them jokers gonna show up at the same damn time with my luck.
But listen, I'm good at encouraging people to do this 24/7, 300 and how many?
65, 66 on a leap year. Make someone feel special.
Yeah, and then for us Negroes and colored people and white people and that don't know about Valentine's, go figure that one out.
Right.
And then make your own decisions. But in celebrating, I simply because I'm gonna have to celebrate simply because restaurants open, the shows are all booked, everything is all booked. So I've got to be creative in my house, and because it is, she's special. She's special all the time.
So what costume were you wearing?
So what? You do not. What he laying out there?
You put on that.
Turn the music.
Put on that apron.
DJ.
And when you turn around, nothing there.
So have yourself. Thank you for the music. Thank you for that, though. So have yourself a good time.
Yeah, just remember
Sure.
love. Just remember being in love and loving who you're with.
And that's it. And at least they tag that. It's a lot of falsehoods, but they tag that love thing on it. We'll roll with it.
But it's okay. It's
okay
to have a day to celebrate.
It's all right. But now that Christmas thing, different thing.
Well, we ain't going down that rabbit hole.
We're not going to go down there. We're going to finish it up because, of course, we was anticipating a little entertainment news. But we'll find out what happened to that. So we're going to beat the hell out of Joe Rogan.
Oh,
and after we beat his butt, then this is.
I'm sorry, I feel empathetic.
So what? You're feeling empathetic. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Just stop it.
I'm sorry.
But listen, India came on and she did a live, and she kind of explained herself. Fernando, can we play that clip? And we'll be right back.
Good morning. I want to clear some things up. First of all, this conversation about Spotify, Joe Rogan, me, is not about Spotify or Joe Rogan. It's about my integrity. It's about being who I am inside, aligning with who I am outside. And it's about my dignity, not allowing anyone to belittle me. I'm not trying to attack anyone. What I'm doing is standing up for myself. That's first of all. And I think what's really interesting is how violently some of these trolls are responding to a person just standing up for themselves. Okay. So I want to address the different contingencies of people on this page, the people who follow me, the people who are on the fence and are wondering what I'm saying, and the trolls too. Not that the trolls would get this far, but I'm going to address them too because of my integrity. So number one, The writer Roxane Gay brought something to light for me that I want to make sure that I express. People who are talking about censorship and censoring of him, censorship is being at the threat of loss of life or freedom for your words. No one's being censored here. She said, this is not censorship, this is about curation. Curation meaning choosing what you want in a space, choosing the space you want around you. Curation. This is not about censorship, this is about curation. And so Spotify is making a choice about the space they choose to curate. I and other creators are making choices about the space we want to curate, the life we want to curate, by choosing spaces we want to be in or not. So using the word censorship is not appropriate because it's not true. So I don't believe in censorship. No one's being censored here. So there's that. 2, I don't believe in cancel culture. What I know is that people garner love or hate based on how they act. And the reason why I don't believe in cancel culture is because no one is universally loved or hated. Joe Rogan can leave Spotify today and someone else will want him. No, you can't cancel. You can't actually cancel someone. You can curate a space. So again, this is not about cancel culture. It's about curation. 3rd, to be very clear, I never called him a racist. What I did in the curation of my space is say, I don't like this here. I don't want to be here. Anyone who saw those videos and decided for themselves if he was racist or not, that's their perception. I think he did well with his apology. I also found some of it disingenuous because everyone on the planet knows that that word is loaded, and that's why most people say the N-word when referring to the word. And so you choosing not to say the N-word is at best an edgy choice. You can be edgy, you can be a comedian, you can push the envelope, but also you must deal with the consequences of the language, thereby curating your own life. If you expect people to just accept it, it's not going to happen. So you're going to have to deal. And that's what is happening now. He has to deal. But he's not being canceled, censored, and I have not called him racist. I'm sure other people have because I see how they see it as racist. What I'm sitting with here is that I think he didn't see it as racist. Why would he be outwardly racist when he's part of the comedy community, which is the greatest comics are black? The current greatest comic in the world is black. Why would he want to outwardly be racist? Whether or not he is in his heart, I don't know. But I don't think he intended to be racist. I think he intended to be edgy. And he knew he was doing it. So that part of it, his apology for me was disingenuous. But I heard him. And what I loved about his apology is when he said, it's not my word to use. Because that's exactly right. It's not his word to use. And I know there is an ongoing conversation, especially with people who feel like they are entitled to use the word about, well, black people say it. And they say it in the music. I get that. And I'm not going to explain that to you here because this is not a safe space for that conversation. But whether it's healthy for the black community to use it or not, here we are. And what culture is completely healthy? All cultures have their pains and their cultural pain and their heaviness and their things that they do right and the things that they do wrong around race, around women, around children, around sex, around money. All cultures have that. So there's this complicated conversation around race in America, equally as complicated around the word. But it is not a non-black person's word to use anymore. Lastly, I want to say what I said first. Just to be clear, my conversation is not about Joe Rogan. It is not about Spotify. It is about my integrity and my dignity. And that's all I have to say about it for now.
I have to say about it.
That's right.
For now.
Did you catch my NDRE? Was my mic on? No. That's all I have to say about it. For now.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
For now.
For now.
So.
That was so eloquently.
Listen.
Eloquently.
Perfectly spoken. We don't know what's in Rogan's mind.
Curation of our
Space. So we choose to leave Spotify because Spotify has chosen the space that is uncomfortable for us spiritually, culturally so. Y'all do what y'all want with Rogan.
Yep, and rightly so. It's your choice.
We're not asking you to
change your space and
cut
change
none
who you
of
are.
that.
None of that. No, but I'm choosing to.
We're just getting the hell out of Dodge.
Yes, sir.
You know.
That was good. It made my wig itch.
Oh, that was good. That's good stuff.
That. Yeah.
And as we celebrate Black History Month.
And once again, and like I was saying tonight, instead of going on these rants and tangents, to be sophisticated about it.
Well,
as Sister
India Irie, that is exactly what she
classy,
did. Exactly.
Well put together, well put, well spoken.
And I dare to tell you, or I venture to tell you, that is exactly what they're afraid of. That shit don't bother them niggers no more like that, like it used to.
Not bothered.
We can put on a hood and cut the. Don't bother them niggers no more.
Not bothered.
We need to do something. Nobody's afraid to die anymore, man.
And say, look how stupid you look.
Hey, that's it. Look at this is your behavior, man. This is what's happening. It reminds me of a story. There was an American youth, Caucasian, that visited Korea, and he committed a crime while he was there. And their law is that he get beat in the street for his crime. Their law, their country,
their space.
Their space. But he asserted his exceptional Americanism, and they laughed in his face.
Don't care.
What y'all gonna do?
Don't care.
Y'all gonna come over here and bomb our country because this boy came over here and stole our stuff out of our store, and we exacted upon him our punishment? Get out of here. That privilege is going. It's still here, but it's going.
Yeah. Like I said, eyes are opening.
Yeah.
Things are being understood. And it's still going to take some time.
It's going to take a whole long time. We got Sister Sotomayor. Now the man just simply did what every president say he going to do. He's going to appoint an African-American female. Some that ain't never been on the court before.
Right.
That would look like America. You know, we got the black man. Okay. Anyhow, Clarence Thomas, we won't worry about that. No, I'm saying Clarence. But it's time. Like I said, you know, I'm all for the strong woman. And it not only appears, but it looks like them brown and black women's.
I mean, they have the
that's
credentials.
Been keeping us up.
They have the credentials.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They educated and all that. But you know, your Texan boys went plumb damn hula crazy. God damn it! He said he gonna a black woman. Why'd he have to say a black woman? Cause he said, cause that's what's needed. Bubble.
Diversity.
See, I'm glad you're so cool.
Because even in my, you know what? Let me tell you what happened today. Today we had a visitor in the building that could, you know, where we have in the medical field, you have state in the building.
Yeah.
And I just maintain my cool, because one thing you do, you always stay prepared, so you never have to get prepared.
You're right. Exactly.
So I stay calm and I stay cool. I stay calm. I'm still drinking that cool juice.
I'm trying to be cool.
But understand that, you know, these women it's not by luck that
These women have worked very hard.
They work very hard. Like
to be
Oprah
where they
said,
are.
you know, luck
Yeah.
is just what? Is timing and preparation.
Yeah.
So there really is no such thing as luck once you are prepared, because when the time comes, you're ready. And these women, like I said, it's justified. And look at diversity. Even in our regular jobs, everyday 9 to 5s, they have things that they discuss. Diversity. They want you to have a place of business that's diverse. So why can't we have that in the Supreme Court?
Well, see, you know, it's got to be Superman or nobody.
But I'm serious. It's like if you have a job, it's like you can't hire all black folks. You can't hire all white folks. They say be diverse. Why is this a brainer?
Which brings me to this part of our show. America, you've not shown what you've preached. What you preached has turned out to be hogwash.
Well, it's conditional.
It's conditional. You stole the people, tried to wipe out their total culture.
How dare you? We just needed some people to work the land. It's conditional.
I dare you, y'all.
It's conditional. The behavior is conditional once they justify it a certain way.
Once it's justified.
Right. We just needed people to work the land.
I was doing a stage play once. And the guy who played the white master said, you know, Tony, what you must understand is that it was business.
Like I said,
it was business.
It's all perspective.
It was business.
It was all perspective.
Now it's our business to unravel that wicked business that you've been carrying on and on and on. You've scattered out people across the nation, yea, I might say across the world. You've lied to our Indian and brown brothers down south. Even white people. You lied to them, the ones that was up north saying, y'all come on up and make a way. And you hold this thing totally over us. You're talking about the Constitution. Well, we know it wasn't written for us. It wasn't written about us. And I'll be like another debater once said, I know you're not all heathenistic or animals. Because you love your children. Why isn't it that you can't look in my brown eyes and see that I have the same for my children as you? And that it would hurt my child for you to take his father and hang him by a tree from his neck till he's dead. And then you laugh. Even sold tickets to the event. Oh, a lot of people don't want to hear this. Because I had a person quite older than me say to me one time, we need to forget it and move on. Hurted me to the core. We want to try and get around our children not having to experience that.
And explain.
I only want my granddaughter to hear about this where grandpa's sitting down reading a book or a movie and telling her about the way it used to be. I had a friend that had an 80th birthday. And you know where I'm coming from, Jill, and many out there will know where I'm coming from. I looked at that situation, I said, I want that.
Right.
My great-grand around me, and generational wealth being plummeted ahead.
Right.
That's my journey.
You know what's so funny, though, Tony, bringing that up? What's amazing to me is, because, you know, people know that I work in the long-term care industry, and it's so funny when we get people that have dementia. It's amazing how the truth comes out. Oh, my mom was this, so my dad was that. But they did so much for the community and da 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 da. And I had the experience this person that came in for our care, and whenever that person got riled up, that N-word comes out.
Came out, boy. Come jumping out at you.
N-word comes out.
Yeah.
And it reminds you of your place. It reminds you of that hate, the distaste for your existence, and you better be my servant.
You see? I'm doing an exercise class on Thursdays at Care Home.
Okay.
One of the more popular ones. For the rich ones. And walking in and going in, Jill, you know, I can tell which ones was
still on the fence.
Oh, man.
Still on the fence, yes.
No, man. You know? But
and what we're saying is sometimes you walk into these places and they look at you like they still don't like niggers.
we don't like niggers.
They still don't like niggers. Just to be clear, let me just put it out.
Yeah, and then you're a big nigger. You know, and you're a big male nigger.
Yeah. Don't want you next to my wife.
We look at the black women for a couple of minutes, but we're gonna look at you for 15 minutes.
Right.
And but I go and I do my thing. It's called cardio drumming. And there's this one person that I target. Why? Because I know when you was selling them damn houses, you ain't sold none to no niggers. And you sent niggers all over every jacket. But now you smile at me because I'm singing and dancing for you.
Oh, go ahead, Bojangle.
I'm on Bojangle. And when you go out of here, you're going to remember this nigger.
But you know the thing about it, Tony? The one that took care of you as a child, as a pup, is the one that's wiping you behind now in your old age. So just remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. You
remember
need to tell
that.
it to my girl. Listen, you've been listening to Jill and Tony, man, and we've sat here.
At this 9 o'clock hour.
Look at this 9 o'clock hour, ready to get up. Thank you all for hanging out. Listen, you can subscribe, and yes, of course, you can donate. KeyTony8@gmail.com. You know, nickel, dime, penny, whatever. Yeah,
We'll take a little something, because Tony know I like to shop.
You keep us going. And next Thursday night, we're going to roll into the same thing with a couple of different things. And we want you to, like I say, I don't want, okay, make sure that you make your significant other, whether wife, girlfriend, or party mate, make them happy.
Yeah.
All year long. But since you got this little day, do something real special. Tell them something special. Got a little secret for you. Sometimes you don't have to buy them a big gift, man. It's them little bitty things.
And the best gift is your time.
Oh, definitely.
Spend time.
Definitely. Definitely. What you got to say, Jill? Because I'm tired. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Gotta go.
Well, for all the people who had February birthdays, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday!
Including our sister Erica Badu, February 26th. I know she's having a little something going on at the Laugh Factory.
At the Laugh Factory.
She's going to have a little shebang going on. So go ahead, go online, check it out, buy some tickets.
There you go.
We're not affiliated. I just love me some Erica Badu.
Okay, I like some Erica Badu.
And also, guess what? She's riding the 50 train with me.
Oh,
yes, Lord, 1971.
Yeah, she kind of made me mad when she got new downtown Dallas. That's all right, but that's okay. That's okay. We listen, all of you guys, have a great, and of course, this is Mardi Gras month. And down near Orleans, I'm going to have to go visit my sister, Naija Kojo. Who that? And listen, I'd like to give some shout outs to a great musician, Anthony Dana. Piano player, composer, singer, Anthony Dana. Anthony, thank you. Thank you very much. And cue up our homeboy Victor Orlando over there. You got him queued up.
Hey, and don't sleep on my friend Marley Music. I got to hip you to that.
Marley Music, okay.
All the way from the UK.
Yeah, but you need to bring.
I'm gonna bring it.
You need to go and bring it.
I'm gonna bring
it. And any of you that yes, we offer space at a price. So if somebody's out there that want to hit it and keep it going on the internets and certain platforms, let us know. We are a broadcasting music radio kind of format TV show.
You can come sit in my chair.
Yeah, wait, what?
Well, I'm saying if they want to, be like us, they have to sit in my
okay.
physical chair.
Yeah,
bro.
come sit in the chair, but you can get in contact with us. My name is Tony Key, and I really do appreciate you hanging with us. And Jill, I got you on our next show. The pandemic did a whole lot of messy to a lot of people, and I lost a few friends.
But you still have me, Tony.
But Jill, I also gained a family, an 85-year-old sister, and a bevy of cousins, so before I drop any names or anything, I'm going to see how many of them that want to maybe come by Skype, talk to us, and
I think that'd be good. Have like a family reunion.
Yeah, kind of a family reunion type thing, because I've been so long all my life.
Whatever. No, this is all from genetics, guys. Go ahead and do that Ancestry.com.
Absolutely.
And go ahead, like Remy Ma, she found out her people are Nigerian.
Yeah,
and,
man.
She's a rapper,
Yeah, and I know that I am totally from Cameroon.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. So I'm gonna, as soon as they assemble, I'm gonna get them together, and we're gonna see if maybe we can do one of them old.
It's a family affair.
Yeah, it's a family affair. But for tonight, we're gonna say good night to you, and Victor Orlando from Dallas, Texas, take us out of here. We'll see you next Thursday.
Bye, guys.
When I consider all those things that make me happy, I think about you. When I consider all those things that make me sad, I think about you. I think about you. I think about you. When I consider all those things, I think about you. I think about you. I think about you. When I consider all those things, I think about you. There was a moment in my life when I was happy. I thought I'd spend my whole life with you. You were my love and my daily inspiration, and all the things that I could dream would come true. I think about you. I think about you. When I consider all those things, I think about you. I think about you. I think about you. When I consider all those things, I think about you. But then one day, it all started to vanish. My feelings, they all started to fade away. I put them in a place where only I could go, never knowing if I would see them another day. I think about you. I think about you. When I consider all those things, I think about you. I think about you. I think about you. When I consider think about